Broadcasting from somewhere in line near the Slinky Dog Dash in Winnipeg, Manitoba, in the center of North America, on this little planet we call Earth, this is The Solo Show. On this adventure, Stan welcomes to the guest host chair renowned Disney artist Craig Skaggs. So now, please welcome your host, a man who has tasted all 24 flavors of edible mouse ears, including Dragonfly Ripple, Stan Solo.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Solo Show. I am Stan Solo and you tuned into a great show because I got a good friend of mine. I like this guy so much. We met almost a year ago at Festival of the Arts in Epcot, Walt Disney World. And we just started kind of talking, and I think you liked my shirt. That's what I think it was.
That's what it was.
So we started timing. Craig Skaggs.
Hello.
Skaggs or Skaggs? How do you? I'm horrible. What is it?
It's Skaggs.
Skaggs.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and it's spelled like Ricky Skaggs, not Boz Skaggs. If you're familiar with musicians,
and if you could spell,
if you can spell.
unlike I can't pronounce names. I can't spell. People that listen to the show, they know that. So Craig is with Acme Archives, which is what is our act? Like they sell prints, like artists make.
Yeah, they're a print publisher. They're a print publisher that prints licensed prints for Star Wars and 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, and Disney.
No, I don't think they do Disney anymore.
Oh, okay.
They used to. I mean, that's kind of where they started out. But I don't think they do Disney anymore. I think they're just kind of exclusively Lucasfilm and 20th Century Fox right now.
Okay. So this is my second time sitting down with the Zoom controls here chatting with Craig. If you want to hear about his history, we were going to go into his history, but you know what? We've already did that. We talked about it on the Grand Circle Tour Detour number 6. And if you want to hear about how he became an artist and history and how his father was an artist, you can go back and listen to that one. And number 6, Grand Circle Tour Detour. You can search it on YouTube or your podcast app or whatever.
Yeah.
So Craig, before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about a project that you're involved in with the 42 Doors of Hope.
Yeah. That's something that I was approached by. The Hope Lodge provides lodging for families of cancer patients, and they're trying to expand and get some more rooms and do some remodeling. And they were approaching artists. Hopefully, they wanted to get 42 artists to paint 42 actual physical doors, both sides, that they could display around the city of St. Louis, outside, actually, so people could look at them and interact with them and take pictures and post on Facebook and Instagram and everything, all the social media. And they're trying to build awareness, and they're trying to do some fundraising for these new rooms. And they're kind of allowing us to just use our imaginations and do something that will kind of inspire people and give them hope and just kind of draw awareness to what's going on.
So you don't want to do a life-size Han and Carbonite then, if you're inspiring people for hope.
Probably not.
It's kind of dark and gray. You don't want to.
Yeah, and it has to be all original too. So I can't do any of the licensed stuff that I do.
Okay.
It has to be something just totally out of my imagination.
So are they going to auction these doors off after, and where are they going to be, like all over the city at different public buildings or government buildings, or what's the story?
I think the idea once the display is over with and they're through with that, they're going to be moved to different art galleries around, and then they'll be offered up if people want to buy them.
That's amazing. That is great. That's good to hear. I love that.
It's obviously a very good cause, and it's something that I'm pretty excited about being involved with.
So the last time I talked with you on the Grand Circle Tour podcast, you were a Lucasfilm artist. And you recently signed with Disney now.
I have. Yes, I have.
So the Disney part isn't tied in with Acme Archives? That's something separate then?
No, that's something completely separate.
Okay.
Yeah, Disney Fine Art is a totally separate entity. They want to deal exclusively with more of the Disney characters from the Disney films, not so much Marvel, not any Star Wars. They don't want to do any Star Wars. Mm-hmm. They just want to deal with the Disney character.
Okay. And would that include like Pixar as well, and Muppets?
I'm still trying to feel that out. Not sure if it includes. Whenever I ask them if I can do anything kind of outside of the Disney realm, they kind of want to pull me back and say we'd like to focus more on just the Disney characters.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Now, do you have to now the Disney characters? There's the movie characters, and then there's park character.
Yeah,
like you have like the Country Bears, you have Orange Bird, you have Figment.
Right.
Are those off the table? And you're just with the movie ones? You're still filling that out yet?
Well, with the live action movies, what's off the table is any of the actual characters where they have physical actors, because they would then have to pay royalties directly to those actors for their likenesses. Okay. So I have to steer, which unfortunately, kind of negates quite a few characters from their live action.
Yeah, so you can't do Martin Short from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, for example.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, the live actresses from Mary Poppins, or, so
Angelina Jolie in Maleficent.
Right, Angelina Jolie and Maleficent. I have to stay away from all of that and just deal with either the characters as they appeared in the animated series, or totally digital characters from the live action.
Yeah, so you could do Winnie the Pooh live action, but you can't do Ewan McGregor holding Winnie the Pooh.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Exactly.
Now, what about like characters like, are you familiar with Figment or Orange Bird?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, I'll have to introduce you to them.
Yes, please.
They're Disney park characters.
Oh, you mean the little dragon from Epcot?
Yes, yeah, the purple dragon.
Yeah. I think they would probably be okay. I think they'd probably greenlight that if I came up with something.
Okay. Now you kind of have a smaller audience with that, because now you're just dealing with Walt Disney World fans versus a worldwide audience with, Timothy Mouse from
exactly.
from Dumbo. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So how did you get the news that Disney greenlighted you to be a fine artist with them?
I actually made friends with an artist at the Festival of Arts at Epcot, Greg McCullough. Of course, anybody who knows Disney art knows Greg McCullough. I mean, to me, he's the best. I mean, he's just it. And I became friends with him, and he was nice enough to kind of guide my way of who to contact at Disney Fine Arts to show them some samples of my work. And I did that. And they sent me a contract right away and said, you are, if you're interested, we'd love to have you.
So you got the standard 3-year Rich and Famous contract, I'm guessing.
They're year to year, and the contract is they're pretty strict. I mean, they're really. I'm trying to get used to, all the rules and regulations and the boundaries I have to stay in, and they're pretty strict. But my experience so far, I'm having fun because I can't really go into too many details, but I've done 2 paintings already, and they're going to be there at hanging in the gallery at Disney Springs here soon.
Oh, nice. Yep. So people that are living in the Walt Disney World or visiting Walt Disney World, so this is at Disney Springs Art Gallery coming soon.
Yes.
It might even be by the time this chapter or this edition of the solo show comes out.
I hope so.
Might be by then, because we're recording this a bit early, so it might even be hanging by the time you're hearing this.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, you can check those out. So if you want to let's say you want to make a painting of Winnie the Pooh, and I don't know, you're going to have them writing Spaceship Earth or Astro Orbiter or something like that. Do you decide that, or does Disney decide that?
I actually decide that. They are even more hands-off in their art direction than Lucasfilms is.
Okay.
They don't like to dictate to their artists what the artists do. So I would present them with an idea, whatever I come up with, I'd present them with an idea, and then they'd have an internal meeting and then, say yay or nay, if they want to move forward to the finals. But
I'm guessing
they really don't art direct very much. That's something that is both good and bad, because, obviously, I'm trying to please them. So I want to make sure that I do things that they're gonna approve right away. But on the other hand, it's a lot more freedom.
Yeah, that's nice. So I'm guessing you have to give them like a rough sketch type of thing first.
Right. Yeah, you turn in a preliminary rough first, and then they'll have the meeting and say, okay, we like this. Maybe. Well, they haven't even said that yet about changing anything. But I guess at some point, if there's something that they would like me to remove or add, they might say that.
Yeah, because I hate to see you spend 500, 600 hours painting Winnie the Pooh on Astro Orbiter and give it to them, and they go, yeah, no, tear that up.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, that would be bad. You have to get permission first. So you mentioned you do have a couple of pieces coming out. I don't want to get you in trouble, and I don't want to be the podcast that's known to get people in trouble. I say that all the time. But I had Craig was nice enough to show them to me, and they are gorgeous. I think this is your finest work.
Thank you. I've had so many people say that exact same thing, and I really do believe that myself. I really have pulled out all the stops, and really every single technique I've ever learned, I've put it into these pieces because, to me, these are special.
Yeah.
Getting to work for Disney, getting to work for Lucasfilms was a dream too, but Disney, even goes back further into my childhood as to, how it affected, my mind growing up and my artist mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So, speaking of Lucasfilm, though, you recently did a life-size, that's why I brought it up when you're talking about the doors, the life-size carbonite of Han Solo. Yeah. They are selling too. I mean, I've been sent so many prints that I had to hand sign because they were sold. So people are really liking them. It's great. I showed it to the picture of it to some people at work and all that, and they think it's a picture from the movie. They don't think that it's a painting. I get so many people asking me if that's a relief or a sculpture. Yeah. Because of the three-dimensionality. Yes. And I have to keep explaining, no, it's a two-dimensional painting. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm showing people. They're like, no, that's a sculpture. That's not a painting. What do you mean it's a painting? No, it's a painting. Like the red in there, that isn't a light glowing behind it. It's an actual painting. Now, what happens to the original of something like that? Well, I still have it. Of course, George Lucas gets first dibs on whether or not he wants to purchase it. Okay. And then if they decline, Lucasfilm declines, then I can either keep it or sell it to anybody who wants to buy it. Nice. That's going to go for a lot if you decide to sell it. Yeah. Because I think the life-size canvases are like $1,000 on Acme Archives. They are. Yeah. The original is actually half scale. So I didn't know that. Yeah, it's actually half the size of the full-size canvases. Okay. But yeah, these are things I definitely wouldn't just give away. Yeah, no. So you're going to be at Festival of the Arts coming up when this comes out, like a week or two. What days or week are you going to be there? I will be there at the Acme tent, January 31st through February 3rd. Yes. So if you're going to be at Walt Disney World between those days and you're going to be at Epcot, look for the Acme tent and come and say hi to Craig. Tell him that Stan sent you. You heard him on the solo show. Exactly. Yeah. He'll shake your hand. Exactly. I did it last year. Yeah, I can say last year now. It's hard to believe it's already 2020. But last year I did it for the first time, and it was amazing. I just couldn't believe, what great people were there coming up, and they're just so nice and wanting to not only talk about my artwork, but wanting me to, sign their T-shirt or sign their bag or get their picture taken with them or a little video or whatever. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I'm so glad you said that because last year was my second time going to Festival of the Arts. And the first year I went, I didn't really go into any of the tents at all. I felt like as a guest at Walt Disney World, I kind of felt a little bit intimidated going into the tents because I knew that the artists were going to be in the tents, and I didn't want, I can't afford to buy everything. I can't afford to buy anything. And I didn't want to even enter the tents just for fear of like getting a high pressure sales, which is, you don't get that at Disney, but I didn't want to, I just felt intimidated going to tents. And if you're at Festival of the Arts, stop into the tents because last year when I went, I visited a lot more tents, and I'm really glad I did because the art. Yeah, when I had a chance to walk around too, there was absolutely no pressure in any tent I walked into for people trying to hard sell you to buy anything. Yeah. I mean, we're just as nice as they could possibly be. And if you had a question, they'd answer it. But other than that, they just pretty much let you look. Yeah, exactly. And all the artists, especially Craig, were super friendly. This is what they want to hear from the general public, right? Yes, exactly. I couldn't have been happier to be there, for one, to even be asked to be there, but to be in that environment, you're sitting there at Epcot, how can you hate that?
other than it was a little cold, unseasonably cold then. But the people are just walking around and everybody's got a smile on their face and everybody's just having such a great time. And it's just fantastic. I just can't say enough good things about it.
All right, speaking of cold, I remember one day that we were there last year, it was raining nonstop all day. And I asked you what you did that day. And you said you went in the tent and painted.
I did.
And you had a little girl come visit you, or just like a guest just happened to wander into the tent. You want to tell that story?
Yeah, that's a cute little story because I had prepped 3 little paintings, just backgrounds. I just threw some patterns on canvas boards and just thought, if I have a chance, I'll sit down and do a little painting demo. And you're right, man, it was raining like cats and dogs all day long that day. And we were stuck inside the tent. And there were still some people milling about, but not too many people. And I decided to paint this little porg painting. And family wandered in, and there was a young girl and a young boy. And they were kind of clinging to mom and dad, but they were really interested in what I was doing. And I reached I handed the paintbrush to the little boy. I said, "Here, do a little painting on it." And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, go ahead." And he grabbed it and he started painting it. And he really started, getting into it, man. He was really digging it. And then I tried to hand it to the little girl. And she was a little bit more bashful. So she's clinging to mom. She wasn't going to do it. But they left. And it was about maybe an hour or so later. They came back because that little boy really wanted to see how his painting was coming along, if I was doing a good job on his painting, and then later that day they came back again, made sure that, to see how the painting turned out. And it was,
that is so cool.
Yeah.
Now you do sell your prints at Festival of the Arts.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things about Disney World is great is that there's lots to do, there's lots to see, lots to keep you occupied. But one of the things that is not so great at Walt Disney World is the weather.
Yeah.
Like it was raining all that day. The next day you go there, it's sweltering hot and you're sweating like crazy. The last thing you want to do is carry a print with you going around World Showcase and riding on the buses and all that.
Right.
But if you are staying on Disney property, just like anything you purchase at any of the stores, you could get a print that you purchase sent to your resort.
Yeah. Yeah, Acme will do that.
And they'll package it up beautifully and bag it and, fill it out the same way you would any other parcel. And if you're not staying at a resort, if you're off property or you live in the area, you can have these prints purchased and you can have them sent to the front of the park and they'll hold them there for you. When you go to leave at the end of the day or the end of the night, you just pop in, get your print and take it home with you.
Yeah.
Which is a great service.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, they try to make it as convenient as they can for people who want to buy artwork, keep it safe,
Yeah, I know. That's one of the things, like if I ever buy a piece of art at a convention or something like that, I either take it right to my car or I ask the artist to hold on to it for me while I finish walking on the convention floor because I don't want it to get damaged. And it's a pain. It's a pain. But with Disney, it's so much easier to purchase.
Right, exactly. Yep.
So what prints are you bringing with you to festival to sell?
I'm going to have 8 pieces. Star Wars pieces that Acme will be bringing.
8?
8.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Okay, because like last year you had like 4?
I had 3.
3? Yeah.
I had 3. Yeah. And so yeah, there's going to be 8 in total. There's going to be the original 3 that I brought last year. There's going to be Porg No Evil. There's going to be the Impossible with Yoda, and Fett Collects with Boba Fett.
Right. And I have the Impossible. I have that one hanging up in my basement.
Oh, cool.
Which is still my favorite. I love that one so much.
Yeah. That's a special painting, boy. I mean, really tried to put the life in Yoda on that one.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have the new pieces are the Odd Couple with Chewie and a Porg sitting on his head.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I got that one. And I've got Ewok No Evil, which is the follow-up to Porg No Evil, which is the 3 Ewoks.
Yeah.
I've got the Han Solo and Carbonite that you mentioned called He's All Yours Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a new piece, brand new piece.
You're not talking about that one yet?
I can mention because it's going to be released here, in just a few days. I'm sure this is going to be out.
Yeah, this would be out.
Yeah, it's the child from The Mandalorian.
Oh, okay, that one I didn't think we could mention yet. Okay.
Yeah, and it's called Reaching Out, and
that's a great one.
I've probably missed one, which would the detached cable with the snow speeders attacking the walkers.
Yes.
Yeah,
and that's a really good compilation one for the Impossible. I think they're kind of
yes,
one from Empire, one from no, they're both from Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Botham Empire.
Yeah, and it is definitely the most, as far as intricate detail. It absolutely has the most intricate detail of any piece that I've done.
Mm-hmm.
Between the different various walkers that are on the page and the speeders.
Yeah, the attached cable. It's that scene where the snow speeder's whipping around with Luke, and I think it's Dak is in the back.
Yeah,
and they trip one of the adults up. It's right mid-flight as they're ripping the cable around, and the snow speeder's at an angle, and you can see right into the cockpit of the snow speeder and see all the controls and buttons and dials on the on the console of the snow speeder.
Right. I tried to put everything. You just everything, every marking, every burn mark, everything is on that speeder.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great one. So Star Wars Celebration's coming up in August. Mm-hmm. Are you planning on being there? It's impossible to get there.
I plan on being there. Yeah, that's the plan. I plan on being there.
Oh, nice. So I'll see you there too.
I hope so.
I booked my hotel yesterday as we're recording this for Star Wars Celebration. So I got my flights and everything. I'm ready for that one. That's coming up in August. What else do you have coming up? Any conventions coming up?
Yeah, I have some conventions coming up this year. I was there's a very big convention in Chicago called C2E2.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
You are familiar?
Yeah, I've never been to it, but I have heard of it.
Yep, and this is the first year that I've been accepted, because you have to go through panel review to get a spot. And this is the first year I've been accepted, so I'm going to be there, and I'm excited about that. I hear it's a massive show.
It is, yeah. I've seen videos of it and whatnot. It's like Celebration, but it's all things combined.
Right.
Like it's not just Star Wars.
It's like the third biggest from San Diego Comic-Con. I think that might be right. Something
could very well be. I think New York is number 2, and C2E2 could be 3.
I think that's right. And so I'm a little intimidated on one side, but on the other, I'm very excited to be there and see what that's all about.
Yeah.
And then I have Planet Comic-Con in Kansas City. That's always a fantastic show.
Okay, what month is that one?
I'm sorry?
What month is the Planet?
If I'm not mistaken, that one. Well, I have to look it up.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I think
it's people are in Atlantic City. They're familiar with it.
Yeah. Just look it up. Look up the date. I don't have it. I don't have it on me.
Fine.
But now last year it was combined with the Spectrum Art Show, and I don't know if they're going to do this year as well. But that made it even bigger. Last year there was almost like double the crowd.
Oh wow.
And of course all the Spectrum artists were there as well. Everybody that got into the Spectrum art book.
I'm not familiar with that. What's the Spectrum art book?
So Spectrum is a book. It's a showcase of sci-fi and fantasy artists, kind of best in the field thing. And it comes out once a year. And then they have a show, a convention kind of based around the artists that get into the book every year.
Okay.
And it's something there again. That's something that I've always wanted to be involved with. This will be probably the 4th year I'll be submitting pieces to try to get into the Spectrum book. So I'm hoping with the work that I've been doing for Lucasfilm and now Disney that they'll pick me to be in this time. If your Disney ones don't get you in there, then there's something wrong. The Disney ones are really good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I'm really hoping that will, turn the corner for me and the judges will pick those to be in.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if they were. How can people get in touch with you if they want to, can they order like the Disney prints? So Acme Archives aren't going to be selling the Disney prints.
No.
They're only going to be available at Disney World, or you're going to be selling them at conventions? Can you get them online?
I don't think so. From my understanding, the Disney prints are only going to be available inside the parks.
Okay. World and Land?
I'm sorry?
Will they be at World and Land as well?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But from my understanding, they like to keep these prints exclusively inside the parks.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be able to have any prints that I can personally sell at conventions.
Okay.
And then I don't even know, they might have an online gallery, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. And then for the Lucasfilm stuff, they can get that at Acme Archives.
Yeah, they can get that at Acme Archives. A number of different galleries that sell fine art from Star Wars, whether it's online galleries or actually physical galleries that sell fine art prints from Star Wars.
And if they want to follow you on Facebook, just
Craig Skaggs Illustration on Facebook. Please do.
Yeah.
And I even have a few videos on YouTube now, Craig Skaggs I've got a few videos put together on He's All Yours, Bounty Hunter, and Porg No Evil, and a few of the others. So
great.
Yeah,
I'll have to look for it. I must have seen them. I can't picture me not have seen. I had to have seen them.
well, I hope so. if not, yeah, you should look them up. They're pretty fun.
Yeah, and if somebody wants to contact you, say they're having a convention in their city, or they want you to be there as their feature artist, or they want to have get in touch with you to come and sell your prints. How do they go about that? Through Facebook, or is there a contact?
Yeah, you can contact me through Facebook, or email me at Craig Skaggs at sbcglobal.net, and I'd be happy to be a guest artist at any convention. I just enjoy doing it.
I'd love to have you come out to my city. I have nothing to do with our local convention. We actually our convention in Winnipeg has been going for years.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what happened, but last year was the first year they didn't have one.
Really?
And the guy that ran it, it disappeared. Like, he just said, I'm not doing it anymore.
Wow.
And apparently somebody else took it over now. And they do the Toronto convention. I think they do a couple conventions across Canada. They took it over, and sounds like they're going to be doing it bigger and better. So
good.
I'm looking forward to us getting a convention again this year. So we'll see what happens here in Winnipeg.
Now, do you have any smaller conventions there, or is that pretty much the big one?
We have the big one, and then there's a couple of smaller ones I don't really go to. It's hard. It's hard when you go to like D23 Expo and you go to Star Wars Celebration and then you go to your local convention.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, it's like it's the same thing. Disney fans will know this. You see the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, you see the fireworks at Epcot, you see the fireworks at Hollywood Studios, and then you go home and you watch your Canada Day fireworks or your local July 4th fireworks, and it's just not the same. You go like, well, it's great that my city's doing something, but I saw better ones at Disney World. It's the same type of thing with conventions. Once you've been to the bigger ones. Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you?
Yeah.
So when you're going to be at Festival of the Arts, I know like this is your job to be there, and you're selling your prints and all. Are you going to have a chance to go see Galaxy's Edge at all or anything like that? Is that
the last day that we're there? We'll get a chance to wander around and look at things, and that is something that I'm very excited to see. I really want to see Galaxy's Edge. I've seen the pictures online, I've seen a couple of videos on it, and I've heard people talk about it, and it really looks something that's fantastic to see. Yeah,
so you'll be able to get behind the wheel of the co-pilot of the Millennium Falcon.
And, that'd be awesome.
And check that out. That's great. Yeah, I'm excited for you to experience that, because I know you're going to love it. It is. It is amazing.
How can you not? I mean, just look at what they've made. I mean, they've made a Star Wars world. I mean, it's like you're on the set of a movie. That's just unbelievable.
Yeah. And actually, some parts of Mandalorian, I was watching Mandalorian, it's like that really looks an awful lot like Black Spiral Outpost.
Yeah, I wonder, did they shoot some of that there at the?
No, they didn't. But I felt like it. There was a few scenes in Mandalorian that I'm like, that really looks an awful lot like Galaxy's Edge, but it's not. Like, it's totally different. Okay. But it has that same feel. Yeah,
it really does.
Right. And you started. I know you're a little bit behind in the Mandalorian, but you caught up now.
I'm all caught up now. Yep, I've seen every episode, and I'm going through it the second time now.
And so obviously you're enjoying it.
Oh, I'm a huge fan. Yeah, I was enjoying every moment of watching those from the writing to the acting to the character development to special effects. That is such a well-made show. I can't say enough good things about it. I enjoyed every second.
Yeah. I can hardly wait till next fall
when
season 2 comes out. It's like,
as long they make sure they keep the same writers and everything. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah. So, do you have any final thoughts or comments?
No, I guess not. I'm just looking forward to 2020 and producing just as many pieces as I can for both Disney and Star Wars. I mean, that's it's just something special. It's something that's got me so excited again. And just trying to see all the fans' reactions to the pieces that I'm creating, and then just making these pieces just as special as I can. And I'm as they say, living the dream right now as far as artwork goes.
Yeah, and it's been great. This past year, you created such great pieces.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've
I'm
really tried.
looking forward to seeing you at the when I get out to Walt Disney World on my secret trip.
Yeah.
I'm calling it my secret trip because I'm not telling anybody when I'm going. but I think everybody has figured it out already. Not that they care.
They've cracked the code, have they?
What's that?
They've cracked the code, have they?
Yeah. Well, Craig's going to be there between January 31st and February 3rd. Yeah. He's going to have one of his. Is that going to be the original that's going to be at Disney Springs, or is it going to?
Yeah, both of the original pieces of paintings will be framed and hanging there at the gallery at Disney Springs.
Yeah. So check those out. Get a picture of yourself. Do a selfie with Craig's original print or painting at Disney Springs, and post it on the Solo Show page and tag Craig Skaggs in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Tag me, man. I just love to see. I love to see pictures of the people, with my prints. People send it to me. They've got the print hanging on the wall, or someone holding up a print, I just love that stuff. So absolutely, tag me on all those, and let me see.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, Ken, take it away.
If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to join the adventure in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. If you would just like to keep the conversation going, then visit us on our Facebook page at The Solo Show. And come back for the next edition of The Solo Show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.